How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. Before we dive into today's episode, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory and kind of set the stage for what's going on. It's not a traditional style episode that I would normally film, in the sense that I didn't do a ton of topside talking and kind of explain what's going on this day. So I did want to just give you a quick briefing right now. Truth be told, I just brought the cameras with me just in case something cool happened. I just wasn't in a mood to be doing a ton of talking on camera, quite honestly. But long story short, I recently bought a really fancy underwater camera from a good friend of mine, James Ferreira. He's a well-known photographer, and he got some new equipment, so he sold me one of his old cameras, and I've been dying to get it in the water. This was a few weeks ago, and I just hadn't had a chance to get it in the water. Well, early last week, I didn't have a charter, and finally the weather cooperated. We had a short break in the wind in the afternoon. We decided to shoot out. I wanted to get this in the water. We brought some guns just in case the conditions were right. It was my good friend Kate and my good friend Justin. We got out there and the water was nice and blue, so we decided to do a couple blue water drifts. Got out there about 1 in the afternoon, drifted for about 3 hours, and we didn't see anything. So I'm going to cut to the footage. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. We're 3 hours in blue water drifting. We have not seen any wahoo yet. Welcome back underwater, everybody. Like I just said, we've been drifting about 3.5, 4 hours-ish. We have not seen a single wahoo yet until right now. So I want to talk about what I do when a wahoo first comes in. So I'm going to pause this clip real quick. Generally speaking, and there are exceptions to every situation, but generally speaking, when a wahoo comes in, I want to get down to its depth. So I'm on a level playing field with it, looking at eye to eye. But while I do that, I kind of want to intercept it. I don't want to swim directly at it. Think of merging onto the highway. You're pulling onto the on-ramp. You're not really pulling straight at the cars. You're kind of coming around, getting up to their speed and meeting them and intercepting them. It's the same thing with a wahoo. If you swim right at them, a lot of times you are going to spook them away. On my way down, I realized this fish is going to let me get real close. He's not real spooky, and I'm thinking I'm going to take a headshot, but just a little out of range, so I decide I'm going to take a tail shot and let it fly. And I really don't mind the tail shots because the tail meat actually has a lot of tendons, and it's very firm back there, and it actually is a really good holding shot if you can't get a mid-body or a headshot.
Wahoo! Kate, I'm gonna put this gun wrapped around this flasher. Will you grab it?
And you can see this fish really started to take off. It started kind of slow, and once it realized what was going on, it hit the afterburners there. So I start to give chase. If by chance you get maybe motion sick, or if you just want to skip forward to where I get a hold of the buoy, I wanted to leave this raw just to show you what it takes sometimes. You can jump forward to, I think it's around the 5:35 mark, and it'll pick up where I get a hold of the buoy. And you're probably wondering why I didn't just have Kate pick me up in the boat and take me over there. I do that sometimes, but I don't know, I was just feeling a little spunky this day and figured I could use the exercise. Why not?
really shallow over here.
So this is a question I often get when it comes to blue water hunting, especially wahoo, which is most commonly what we deal with down here. People always ask me if they can grab the buoy or not, and I tell them you have to be willing to bet the fish on it. I saw this shot. I saw the flopper, or the shaft and the slip tip go all the way through. I know I had a really good shot. I wasn't going to completely horse it, but I was really, really comfortable with this shot. I saw where it landed. So right now, I'm literally hanging onto the buoy, letting this fish drag me, hopefully tiring it out faster. That way I can get my hands on it and dispatch of it properly.
Dude, this fish will not stop. Just don't put the motors in gear because it's staying on the surface and it's right where you are.
And the same concept as a fishing reel having drag. It's the same thing with your hands here. Just kind of let it take as it needs, and you take when it's willing to give.
I can't tell if it's a big one or if he's just pumped up. Yeah, that's a good shot.
And something I did notice here, I did a camera comparison a while back, but this new GoPro 11, for some reason, it puts a bunch of red in the frame here in the blue water, and I don't know why. It doesn't seem to do it on the reef or in the shallow water as bad, but you can see this wahoo is almost red. I don't do any post filming color grading or anything like that, but I just thought that was weird. I kind of noticed that. If you have a solution for that, maybe let me know. But it was a beautiful fish. 4 hours of drifting, one fish came in. Persistence definitely paid here.
Thank you, thank you.
Those other fish weren't with him anymore.
No, but I had a heart attack, good Lord. Yeah, baby.
I was about to give up.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Job done.
I feel like Michael Phelps there for a second. You're a healthy one.
Yes, sir.
Watch your toesies.
Woo!
Final hour.
How many were there?
Persistence pays. There was 3. They came in like kind of from like a year 45 under, and then this one broke off. It's a nice fish. He's bigger than I thought he was. Hey, 1 second. I'm gonna hold him up. Hold him up to the cam. It's a long one.
That's what she said.
Persistence pays, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
They came in and I thought I was gonna take a body shot, but down here at the tail there's a lot of tendons and whatnot. This fish is dead, by the way, that's just nerves firing. But there's a lot of tendons. That meets a little tougher. That is a very good holding shot. Lovely. Oh, I will take it. So we decided to do one more drift. We had a little bit of daylight left. I decided I already had a fish, let Justin do the drift. I wanted to get in with this camera, just kind of get my hands on it again. This is literally the first time I've ever even taken a photo with it, had it in the water. I've been in the water plenty of times when James had it, but I've never physically used it or taken photos with it. So it was kind of just tinkering with it, pressing buttons, because I literally had no idea what I was doing. Huh? I can't hear you. Oh no, I don't think so. What's up? Oh, we're at the end? So what Kate said there was we were at the end. She's letting me know that we're at the end of our drift. We were normally cutting it short in a certain area. So she was just giving us heads up. Hey, we're at the end of the drift. Time to get out and reset. I'm gonna let this clip play raw because I thought it was pretty funny because we should have gotten out of the water, but we just kind of lingered for just a few more minutes, and you'll see what happens. There's actually a little shark comes in, kind of checks us out, just a little reef shark. But I always talk about to clients and on videos, you rarely see the wahoo come in. You typically just turn around and they're there. It's kind of the craziest thing. They're almost like ghosts. If you ever drifted for them, you know what I'm talking about. So this shark kind of has my attention, but I'm still kind of scanning. Again, tinkering with my camera. And it just so happened my camera was on. And a wahoo shows up. We should have gotten out of the water because Kate told us it was the end of the drift. And I just so happened to have my fancy smanchy camera with me. And here's Justin. This fish kind of turns out like it's going to go away, and it literally turns around and swims directly at him, gives him the perfect shot. I couldn't believe this. The lighting is a little off. Again, I hadn't used this camera yet, still figuring it out, but it was really late in the day. I just thought it was really cool to get that third-person video. And I'm going to let this go because there's some good stuff here to talk about. You can see there's a shark that comes in. You can see kind of on the bottom of the screen. So now there's some urgency there. Justin knows he has a good shot. His job now is to get to that line and start fighting that fish, get it up, because those sharks will take any opportunity they can get when it comes to a struggling fish. So he gets down, gets that line, and I preach line management all the time when it comes to this blue water stuff, or anytime you're using float lines. And I always talk about this method. When you're fighting the fish, you always want to be moving forward. You can see there Justin is kicking, pulling in the line at the same time, and throwing that line behind him. You never want to sit in one spot and pull it up and let it bundle around you. So he's moving, kicking the entire time, throwing that line behind him. That way he's staying clear of it. Worst case scenario, you pull that line up around you, it gets bundled around your wrist, your leg, anything like that, and a shark grabs the fish, and you're going to go right down with it. You can hear it running. The fish is running through his hands. He's putting a decent amount of pressure on it because we know we have the shark in the area. This was just too cool. It's not very often you get third-person footage of someone taking a wahoo shot. And if by chance this is your first time seeing some of this blue water spearfishing and you are interested in it, we have a ton of blue water videos on the channel. So go to the channel. There's a playlist, blue water spearfishing. Check it out. We do this quite a bit. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments.
Hopefully I know how to use this thing, 'cause that's going to be the coolest video ever. Here, I'll try and do some photos. I'm taking video.
I let him turn.
And I did get a chance to snap a couple of photos, most of which came out horribly because the lighting was kind of off in my first time using the camera, but I did get this one, which I thought was pretty cool. Very excited to get this camera figured out and put it to use more. Hold him up real quick. Oh, I hope that video turned out. That was insane.
Can't you look on that camera?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm still new here. Sunset, baby. We're out of here. And that is all I have for this one. Not gonna do a recipe this week. I'm kind of swamped with trips. My day off, my only day off this week turned into a day not off. So just a little pressed on time, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, excuse me. Really excited to have this camera on board. Hopefully we can capture some cool photos and videos for the channel, and maybe, who knows, maybe one day we'll have some prints to sell. But that is all. Enough rambling. Enjoy your evening. Thanks so much, and I will see you on the next one. Later.